Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to take you into a world that men rarely open, a world they feel deeply yet struggle to express, because men, even the strongest, the boldest, the most confident, carry a silence inside them, and in that silence live 5 intimate desires, not physical demands, not lust, but emotional, soulful cravings that shape the way he loves, the way he connects, and the way he gives himself to the person he chooses. And you know the most beautiful part? He may never say these things out loud, but he feels them with every heartbeat. So today, I will tell you the truth behind what men secretly crave in intimacy, the kind of intimacy that begins in the heart long before it enters the bedroom, the kind that builds trust, melts fear, and turns a relationship into a sanctuary. Let's begin. Secret 1. He craves to be desired, not just needed. Most women don't realize this, but a man's deepest intimacy begins with a very delicate emotion. Am I desired? You see, men are raised to believe they must be strong, dependable, responsible. They know they're needed, but being needed is not the same as being wanted. A man's heart softens when he feels you choose him, you want him, you look at him with admiration, not obligation. Even the most confident men have moments when they wonder, am I still attractive to her? Does she still feel excited about me? Am I enough? When a woman shows desire, real, genuine desire, it awakens a part of him that makes him feel alive again. It doesn't take much. A soft touch on his arm, a playful smile, a whisper that only he hears, a compliment that says, I still choose you. When a man feels desired, he stops holding back emotionally. He lets his guard down. He becomes gentle. He becomes open. Because the truth is, a man doesn't fall in love through grand gestures. He falls in love through small confirmations that he matters. Secret 2. He craves emotional safety before physical intimacy. Most people assume men only seek physical closeness, but the reality is, a man's real vulnerability comes out only when he feels emotionally safe. You know why men often stay silent? Why they hide their stress? Why they avoid expressing their fears? Because they've been taught men don't break. Men don't show weakness. Men don't need comfort, but inside, every man wishes for just one place, one person, one moment where he can exhale and be himself without judgment. He craves a partner who understands the difference between weakness and vulnerability, someone who can look into his silence and sense his pain, someone who can place a hand on his chest and say, you don't have to carry everything alone, I'm here. That emotional safety becomes the foundation of deeper intimacy. When a man feels safe, he becomes affectionate. He becomes expressive. He gives more, loves harder, connects deeper. Remember this, a man does not open his heart to the most beautiful woman. He opens his heart to the woman who feels safest. Secret 3. He craves gentle leadership in intimacy. Most men act confident, but inside many fear, what if I'm not doing enough? What if she wants something but isn't saying it? What if I disappoint her? Here is a truth most women never hear. Men love when a woman leads softly, not dominance, not control, but a subtle, graceful invitation, when she expresses what she likes, when she guides him with kindness, when she shows him what makes her feel connected. It takes pressure off him and turns intimacy into a shared dance, not a performance. A man enjoys being the initiator, yes, but he also loves when his partner initiates emotionally, energetically, romantically. A gentle touch from her. A quiet whisper, a moment where she leans in first. These things tell him, you are wanted, you are enough, I am with you. And his heart responds with a depth that surprises even him. Secret 4, he craves soft admiration and gentle affirmation. If there is one thing that melts a man faster than anything else, it is admiration, not fake praise. Not dramatic compliments, just simple, genuine recognition of who he is, because men carry invisible battles every single day. The pressure to provide, the responsibility to stay strong, the fear of failing the people they love. It all sits on his shoulders. And when his partner gives him even a small moment of appreciation, a soft thank you, a warm I'm proud of you, a gentle I love the way you care for us. He feels seen, he feels valued, he feels like his effort matters. You see, for a man, admiration is not ego, it is oxygen. When a woman admires him, even in little ways, the way he thinks, the way he works, and the way he protects it, the way he loves, It awakens his masculinity in the most beautiful, balanced way. Men rarely ask for admiration because they fear it will look needy. But inside, they crave it deeply. It strengthens him. It motivates him. It makes him want to love her even better than before. Because a man does not fight the world for applause. He fights it for the woman whose admiration means more than anything. Secret 5. He craves connection. That continues beyond the bedroom. This is the most misunderstood truth about men. Their deepest intimacy is not in the physical moment, it is in what happens after. For a man, true closeness is not the peak. It is the softness that follows, the cuddling, the quiet, holding the conversations that happen between breaths, the silence that feels safe instead of distant. Men crave a connection that doesn't end when the moment ends. They want the laughter afterwards, the shared pillow, the warmth of two hands finding each other, the feeling of we're in this together. But many men stay silent about this because society has trained them to believe. Men don't cuddle. Men don't need affection. Men don't want emotional closeness. Let me tell you the truth. Men love affection. Men love connection. Men love being held just as much as they love holding it. He may not say it. He may not express it. He may even pretend he doesn't care. But a man secretly cherishes the gentle intimacy after everything slows down. That is where his heart speaks the loudest. Because for him, the real intimacy is not in the act. It is in the emotion that surrounds it. The unspoken reality. Every man carries these 5 desires quietly, not because he wants to hide them, but because he fears misunderstanding. He fears judgment. He fears being seen as weak, needy, or emotional. So he holds these desires inside. He waits for moments where love feels safe enough to express them. He waits for a partner who understands intimacy, not as a physical experience, but as an emotional language. Men don't just want a partner for the night. They want a partner for their soul. Someone who reads the things they don't say. Someone who feels the emotions they hide. Someone who understands that intimacy is not about the body, but about 2 hearts breathing in the same rhythm. So now, let's bring everything together. When we talk about intimacy, most people imagine touch, closeness, warmth, physical connection. But the kind of intimacy a man truly desires, the one he never talks about, goes far beyond anything the world sees. Because intimacy, for a man, is not just about what happens in the quiet darkness of the night. It is about what happens in the unspoken moments of the day. It is the way she looks at him when he walks into the room. The way she smiles when he says something silly. The way she holds his hand without needing a reason. The way she softens when he opens up. The way she listens, not to reply, but to understand. This is where intimacy actually begins. A man's heart is like a locked room, and he rarely gives the key to anyone. But when he does, he gives it completely. And the woman who receives that key doesn't just get access to his desires. She gets access to his fears, his dreams, his strengths, his wounds, his hopes, and his childhood scars. Every man carries a little boy inside him. A boy who once wanted comfort, reassurance, protection, love, but never learned how to ask for it. And when he meets a partner who understands him, not as a warrior, not as a provider, not as a machine, but as a human being with a heart that beats just as tenderly as hers, that is when he experiences the intimacy he craves. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a man who comes home after a long day. He smiles, he laughs, he acts normal, but inside maybe he's tired, maybe he's stressed, maybe he's worried about something he hasn't shared. And then he sees her. She doesn't ask 100 questions. She doesn't judge. She doesn't expect him to perform, to be strong, to pretend. She just places her hand on his chest and whispers, "It's okay, I'm here." That moment right there is the kind of intimacy that men beg for but can never put into words. Because intimacy is not an act, it's a feeling. It's the feeling of being understood without explanation. It's the feeling of being held without being asked why. It's the feeling of being loved without needing to earn it. Men crave softness more than anything else. Soft energy, soft hands, soft tone, soft presence, because the world is already too hard on them. And when a woman brings softness, he melts. He transforms. He becomes the best version of himself. A man who feels desired becomes confident. A man who feels emotionally safe becomes expressive. A man who feels guided gently becomes attentive. A man who feels admired becomes unstoppable. A man who feels connected beyond the physical becomes loyal with every heartbeat. These 5 intimacy secrets aren't secrets because they are complicated. They are secrets because men rarely feel safe enough to speak them, not because they don't want to, but because the world never taught them how. Yet the truth remains. Men don't crave a perfect woman, they crave a present woman. A woman who listens with her eyes, who touches with intention, who speaks with softness, who loves with depth, who stands with him quietly, even when words fail. Because intimacy is not the art of bodies, it is the poetry of souls. A man may not tell you what he desires. He may not express it the way you wish he would. He may not have the language for his emotions. But he feels everything, deeply, silently, completely. And when he finds a partner who understands these unspoken desires, not through pressure, not through expectation, but through presence, warmth, and emotional sensitivity, he gives her something no one else gets, his surrender. Not the surrender of weakness, but the surrender of trust. He lets her in, he lets her close, he lets her touch the parts of him he hides from everyone else. Because for a man, the woman he loves is not just his partner. She is his safe place, his peace, his comfort, his home. And in that home, these 5 intimacy secrets stop being secrets. They become a shared reality. So remember this. If you want to understand a man's intimacy, don't start with his body. Start with his heart. Make him feel wanted. And he will make you feel cherished. Make him feel safe. And he will open the doors he keeps locked from the world. Lead him gently, and he will follow you with passion. Admire him sincerely, and he will rise for you again and again. Connect with him beyond the moment, and he will give you a lifetime of devotion, because intimacy, at its deepest level, is not about what you do together, but about what you feel together. And that is the intimacy men crave, but never say out loud.